think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. All right. So how have you guys been?
Good.
Yeah.
Busy.
Oh my God. How's life at Mondo post your big managers retreat in Fort Lauderdale?
It's been good.
Yeah.
I was out of town. I was in Europe for 2 weeks right after that. So I was kind of away from Mondo for a minute. So getting back into the swing of things. So I can't complain too much.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's been really good. I feel like everyone's embraced the Enneagram so much. Like there's been people at Mondo who are like trying to figure out what Enneagram type their dog is. Like we're obsessing over it. So super excited.
That's so great. I know. My husband and I will watch TV shows and pause it and go, oh my God, she's such an 8 and that girl's such a 2. I don't know if you guys are watching that show Dead to Me on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Right? Don't you think Christina Applegate's such an 8 and then her best friend who did the murder is a 2?
Spot on.
Yeah. It's so funny. All right, ladies. Well, we have a lot to cover today. So why don't we just jump in? And what I wanted to do is, I know that you have all the documents that I sent you, but I think that I want to start with just looking over the agenda to give you a sense of the flow. And then we can go through the PowerPoint. And basically the PowerPoint is the workshop. So each slide is the segment of the workshop. Then we can go through that and then you can ask me any questions or clarify anything that doesn't make sense.
Cool.
And then I also wanted to say, this is something that you guys can build off of, change around, use however, because you know your group better than I do. And so hopefully this will give you a really, really good foundation to use, and then go for it if you need to change it around or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't I go over the agenda? I'm going to share my screen here. Can you guys see that?
It says you've started sharing, but on my end it's black. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Okay, good. So this is just a very big kind of a look of the agenda. I was assuming you guys wanted an hour-long workshop, but if you can go longer, you know how people get. I mean, they could go as long as you want. So I think that this times out to be like an hour and 5 minutes, but you might, just to be safe, make it an hour and 15 minutes just because people love to talk. But basically the overview is, are you both going to be leading these? Are you going to be leading these together or separately?
Probably separate. I'm thinking we'll probably lead them as we're traveling in office so we could physically be there.
Good.
So yeah, I'm thinking we'll kind of divide and conquer.
Okay, great. Great. So, you're going to start kick the workshop off with just a welcome and a review of the outcomes, which is an outcome slide, and the agenda. I think that you've seen Kim and I always do that. I think it's really important before you ever start a workshop, just to let people know this is how long we're going to be together, this is what you're going to get out of it, and this is the route, kind of the route that we're going to take to get there together. So quick intro, and then I thought a group introduction sharing would be really good, and there's a slide for that as well. But it's going to be building off the WebEx that Kim is going to be leading in July, and Kim is going to be ending her WebEx with everyone writing down probably 3 top actions they're going to take from the information into their work, just like you guys did, And so I thought it would be really great to just open the workshop off with a quick share. Like, how have you guys been since the WebEx? Have you been doing the actions that you said you were going to do? And we can get more into that. But it's always nice just to warm groups up. And this, you can morph. Like if you have a very small group, people can take a little bit more time. If you have a larger group, you're going to be like, in 2 sentences, tell us what actions you've done, so you're just going to have to gauge it on that. Then you're going to just do a quick refresh around the core motivations and core fears of each type, just in case people forgot. And then the bulk of this workshop is going to be really going deeper with the wings. You guys remember the wings and how that each personality type on the side of your main personality type has great information. And the lines, where you can stretch when you're balanced and grow, and where you can release when you're stressed and feeling a little fragile. So there's going to be 2 main exercises around wings and line. And then you're going to wrap it up with a final reflection. And everyone, Kim and I thought everyone should have an accountability partner from these workshops. So they can look at someone and say, okay, you're my person, and let's commit to checking in twice this month about how we're doing with our leadership styles based on the Enneagram learning. And I just think that accountability always gets things going. And from that, you guys can think about how you want to continue people talking to each other or following up with actions. But that's a snapshot of what you both will be leading.
Awesome.
Any questions with just the overview of the agenda?
No, I love how interactive it is, just like in the retreat. I think adds so much value, especially since we are going to be doing it by office. I think just having them collaborate and like really recognize and like work with each other. I know that was like really cool for me. Like in the retreat, I was talking to our Mursky, who we were like ended up being like compliments to each other, you know. So I think that's gonna be really good for the teams to like see that within each other as well. So I'm really excited for this.
Good, yeah. This Enneagram comes so alive when there's as much interaction as possible. So I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I do have a question. I think my only question is, I remember the carrots and the sticks at the retreat. Is that incorporated at all in here?
It's not, because there's not enough time. But if you're interested in doing that exercise at another time with the group after this workshop, kind of how do we motivate people along the lines of their Enneagram type, I'm happy to do a kind of a description how to set that exercise up.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that was that could be just super telling. I mean, just being in the room with everyone, I felt like that was so eye-opening, and I feel like not only learning about each other, but I learned so much about myself, and I think that could be really powerful to bring it office level as like a follow-up, like you said, from these activities once we know a little bit more about, once we all learn a little bit more about all of this stuff.
Love that idea. I know it was so fascinating to see how much overlap there was with how people like to be motivated or consequences, but also the slight differences too, based on your type.
Right. Like, who was it? I think it was the fives.
Yes.
Who were like, don't give me any shout outs ever. And it was like that next week, I think Kelsey was recognized as like Mondo's MVP of like, or agent. It's like, oh, poor thing.
Yeah. Did anyone listen? She doesn't like this.
Right.
Oh my God. So
yeah, I loved all of it. That was just one thing too that I especially liked.
Okay, great. I will send that off to you guys as soon as possible so you can have it in your back pocket.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop this share. And then I'm going to share now the PowerPoint, and we'll go through it. And I do the view where I can see notes. All right, so I'm just in the view where the notes are with each slide, so we can talk through it. This will be your first slide that'll just be showing when people walk in the room, and I just have this, welcome everyone. Okay, there. All right, so this is part of your, welcome and overview. I always like to have the outcomes. So I created an outcome slide for you. And you can just review the outcomes. Gosh, it's hard for me to read now what this says. Okay, so the outcomes from this workshop are share and see the progress you have made with your actions since the Enneagram WebEx. You're going to review the 9 Enneagram types to refresh. People will understand how your Enneagram wings can guide and expand your ability to lead and take action at Mondo. And you guys will also understand how your Enneagram lines can give you new ways to stretch your comfort zone professionally on a day-to-day basis. And then we're going to wrap it up with setting goals for yourself and getting an accountability partner to hold you to the fire with what you said you're going to do.
I love that you guys called this slide an outcome slide. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. And I'm kind of now, I just switched into like facilitator mode. I'm kind of talking like you guys are going to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everybody. Just a quick, what we're going to get out of this workshop, how long we're going to be together, and then the agenda. I didn't do an agenda slide, but I think this kind of encompasses it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So any questions with outcomes?
Nope.
Okay. Great. All right, so this is the check-in time slide. So to get the workshop started, have everyone prepared. I think that this is a good point. Maybe you guys can make a note of this. The email to prepare people for your workshop should just maybe give them a slight taste of, you can even kind of reiterate some of the outcomes. You know, guys, get prepared to do these kinds of things together. This is how much time we're going to have together. And also be prepared to bring any actions or things that you've worked on since the WebEx to our workshop. All right, so make a note of that. In whatever prep email you send to the group, have them be prepared to bring their actions to the workshop. All right, so you're going to kick it off and get the people in a circle. I love having people sit in a circle. If they can't, at least seeing them each other at a table, like if it's in a horseshoe or something. And just allow each person 2 to 3 minutes to share their progress with the large group. And these guiding questions are ones that they can use to prompt their thinking. Since the Mondo Enneagram WebEx, how have you been taking action? What new behaviors have you been trying out? What have been the results? So those are the questions that they can use loosely to answer their check-in. And then I provided you guys with some deepening questions because you're like my facilitators in training. This is so fun. You know, it's just, there's always room when you're really present with people to ask some deepening questions if there's time. So if someone said, yeah, I did this action and it felt really good, you can say, well, what else unfolded when you took that action? Or if someone says, oh my God, you guys, I didn't do anything I said I was going to do at the WebEx. You can ask, well, what do you think held you back from taking action? You know, there's as much information for the group when people don't do what they say as when they do what they say. Mm-hmm. You know, was there a fear that held you back? Was there a belief that held you back? And then another, extra question is, well, what do you want to keep doing now that you have some momentum? What's another action you want to take? I'm not sure if you're going to have time to do all that, but I wanted to give you as much material as possible. So just have fun when people are checking in. Do a little tango dance with them. Ask them more questions if you want to deepen the information. And then if you have a small group, they can go one by one. If the group is larger than 5 people, I would have them partner. You know, we have you guys partner, take 3 minutes each, and then come back to the large group and maybe do a debrief. Do you guys have a sense of how large your groups are going to be?
Each office, we have bigger teams in Philly and New York, but outside of that, I would say each office is like 10 to 12 people. Mm-hmm.
So you definitely are going to want to have people pair off because that's going to take way too long to do one by one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could even do triads, which is fun. If you have 12 people, you can do 4 triads and each person gets 2 minutes.
Cool.
All right. So that's how you're going to kick it off with that check-in. Any questions around this part of the workshop?
No, I appreciate the guiding questions that you have too. I think that will help, me personally, really facilitate and dig deeper and build off their responses. So I really like those.
Yeah. And I'm just so excited that you two are doing this because I think you're perfect fits. And this might be a new light bulb for you guys. Like, my God, I really loved leading this in this way. And I want to stay posted on how it felt to do these.
Oh, yeah. I think both of us are just equally so excited for this. We feel so fortunate that we're getting more professional training to train the nation. So it's such a win-win for all of us. And we're both very passionate about this Enneagram. So I think that, we're so excited and can't wait to report back. And we're very lucky that you set us up for there's complete success here with the way you set us up.
Oh, good. Well, sometimes you just got to brain dump everything that you naturally think about doing. You just got to put it out there because it's not necessarily obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So good.
Okay, so that's check-in time. Now this is just a great slide just to review each motivation for the personality type. And you don't have to have any interaction with this. You can just say, everybody, just a reminder, here are the core motivations with each type. And it's very small print, but it's the 1 is I can do it better, and 2 is I need to be liked. And, just reminding people that it's not the behaviors, it's the reason why underneath the surface the people are doing it. And so you guys remember that lawnmower exercise where there's 20,000 different reasons why someone could be mowing their lawn at 6:30 in the morning? That's this. So just remember, this is all about motivation, not behavior. And you just need to go around the circle and just reread it. Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I added this slide in. I thought this was really cool. The core fear of each personality type. It's just a really good extra little dose of information around what motivates us, you know, because fear is a big motivator. And you guys can just read through them. And then maybe people will have some questions or like comments about it, but you know, just let's start with the one. Ones are really afraid of not being good enough, and twos don't like being unloved, you know. And so it'll cement even more firmly into people's brains what each type is and how they are with their own type.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to go into Enneagram wings. So I feel bad because the PDF I sent you is kind of a little bit janky, but I took the pictures from my course book around each wing for each type, because I don't know if everyone's going to, they're not going to get the real professional report that you guys got.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to get a 2-pager and it's not going to go into all that information. So I'll go through this slide and then I want to show you the handout I sent you.
Okay.
So wings, what are wings? Wings are what? Oh, I thought you said that. So wings are the types on either side of your primary Enneagram personality type. And the polarity between the 2 points on either side of your main type creates your type and influences how your type shows up. So, you know, you can use this bird metaphor, guys. The bird can't just fly with one wing. A bird needs to fly with both wings balanced and equal. And that's the same with your wings. They're very, very, they round you out and they give you a lot of information around how you can lead and how you can be your best person. And sometimes people describe wings as your main personality type is the ice cream, and then your wings are the chocolate sauce or the caramel sauce that add flavor to your personality type. So that's kind of a good metaphor to talk about. So you're going to pass out a handout that I'm going to show you in just a second. And each person's going to locate their main personality type and read about their wings, the high expression of each wing. And then I'll tell you about the exercise. So I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to show you the handout that I sent you. So you guys are just going to have to either print this out and make copies for people, or if someone in your office is willing to type this out, just this side, the higher expression for an Enneagram 1. Just and you can design it because this doesn't look very good. You don't need any of the lower expression information. You just want Enneagram 1 type, wing 9 and wing 2, and these just definitions, because people are going to need to read about the higher expression of each wing in order to do the exercise. So you'll see here that there's 1, it goes to 2, it gives the high expression of the 2's wings, which is a 1 and a 3, right? So what do you guys think? Do you want to just use this, or do you think someone could type out just this part in a more attractive layout?
We can definitely reformat it. That should be
good.
good.
Probably give it to marketing to like make it pretty.
That would be amazing. Because people are going to want to take these handouts home. I mean, it's going to be part of their learning materials. So yeah. So that's basically what people will do. So I'm a 2, right? So for this exercise, I would have 5 minutes. Oh, 2. Okay, I have to read the 2. My 1 wing at the highest expression is all these qualities. And my highest expression of my 3 wing is this. Oh my God, this is going to help me so much in how, with a challenging situation I'm going to have. Mm-hmm. So I guess your homework or one of your action items, you guys, is to have marketing redo this for you.
Yep, we'll be excited.
All right.
Yeah, maybe there you and I will like divide and conquer the typing it, and then we'll shoot it marketing's way so they can format it for us.
Yeah, same page, Jess, as always. I agree.
All right. So this is just the introduction. What are wings and why are they important? And then we go to the wing exercise.
Perfect. So just one more time to verify, we don't want to type anything about the lower expression. We're not going to go over any of that.
Nope, just higher expression.
Okay, great.
Good. And then any questions with just how to introduce wings and what they are?
No, I really like your analogy because that kind of ties in, it just makes perfect sense, you know, as far as like the ice cream flavors. So I like that.
The ice cream and the balanced bird totally, I think, like allow people to go, oh, I get it. So it's not just my personality type, it's the wings that I have on either side that are going to help me fly or help my ice cream taste really, really good.
Yeah. I love that.
Okay, great. So here is the first interactive exercise with wings. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say, everybody, this is the handout, take 5 minutes to read. Well, let's just see here. Actually, I want to reframe this. So give each person 5 minutes to do the whole exercise. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to write down in their journals or on a handout you give them a challenge that they consistently face as a team member at Mondo. A challenge they consistently face at Mondo. So that's the first thing, just to identify that. Then you're going to have them read the high expression of each of their wings. And then they're going to literally coach themselves using their wings as guides. So they're going to just write, oh my gosh, this would really help me with the situation and why. This would really help me with the situation and why. And once the journaling exercise is done, that's when you are going to either have people debrief as a large group, or you could have people partner together. This could be even better. You could have people partner together to share more intimately. This was my challenge. This is the information that my wings gave me. I'm so pumped right now. I have so many ideas of what I can do to change the situation up. And then you can, you know, when that sharing's done, you can maybe have a couple people say any big insights you want to share with the large group. So Kim and I love that pattern of individual reflection, small intimate sharing, and then minimal large group debrief. That's just a really nice pattern as a facilitator to get everybody feeling like they're participating.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Great. Do you see why I'm nervous for this to be an hour long? Do you see how each of these could just go on forever?
Yeah.
So you guys can use your best judgment with it. But any questions with this exercise or how it's set up or how to facilitate it?
No, I mean, I agree with you. I like the format, and I just think personally, like seeing it live with you and Kim a couple times by now, it's like good that we've experienced that as well. It just gives me more confidence in facilitating it.
Yeah, you guys are going to rock it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. Okay, so that's your first main exercise. And now how to develop. We're moving into the second main exercise with the lines. Okay, so this is how you can introduce it. Just like your wings were, you know, vehicles to learn more about how to be more balanced and how to be more powerful in the world, your lines are also extremely important for other guidance on how to impact how to grow your impact as a leader and a team member. Because these guys are leaders. They're not necessarily leaders at Mondo yet, but they're leaders in their own realm, right? So you can play around with that language, whatever you like to call them. I was calling them team members. You can call them leaders.
And I feel like that's so empowering for them to be called leaders. Like, I think I really like that, actually.
I agree too. I mean, no matter who you are, you're a leader, at least in your own life. You can create whatever life you want.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then that has a ripple effect on every single person around you. So I like the leader word. So that's just the introduction. Just like wings were helpful, your lines are going to be helpful. So we go to the next. And this is a beautiful slide just to talk about our lines. So there's 2 lines. And you can see here, like if I'm a 2, the arrow going towards the 8 is my stretch line. And in the release category, a 2, the arrow going for my release is towards the 4. So my 2 lines are 8 and 4. People will be able to identify their lines very quickly, but there's also a great handout next. But this is how you set the lines up. We each have 2 lines, the stretch line and the release line. The stretch line is when you're ready to stretch yourself and grow yourself. You're feeling good in your skin, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling confident. This is a direction that will enhance your leadership and grow you as a person when you're feeling strong. On the opposite side, when you're feeling stressed and weak and fragile, the release line is going to help fill your tanks back up. It's going to help fortify you to be back in your strong suit again. So that's how you describe the stretch line and the release line.
So it's like when you're feeling strong, you go to a 9. And when you're feeling weak, you go to a 6, for example, if I'm a 3.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah, when you're feeling good, going to a 9 is fabulous because 9 is a little bit like calm, doesn't have to be the center of attention, is the mediator for people, lets other people shine. You know, there's lots of good things about 9 when you're feeling like you want to up your game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you just want to give a brief introduction to people for stretch and release. And then you go to the next slide, which is this, and this is going to be a handout. I would love for you guys to print this out and give it to each person.
Okay.
Because what it does is it gives the main personality type and then a definition for what your stretch line is and a definition for what your release line is. So this is going to be the guiding material for the lines exercise, and each person just needs to have this as a handout. Okay, so the exercise is this. Come on. Oopsies. Do I have not notes? Sorry. So you're going to have people pair off, and one person's going to be the coach, and the other person's going to be the coachee. And the coach is going to have like their partner look at their lines and talk about how each of their lines could really help them in their day-to-day leadership at Mondo. And the coach, you just want to say, as a coach, ask open-ended questions, you know, pull data from them, open up their thinking, get them to say more. Don't talk as much, but really pull information. So they're going to have a rich conversation. They're just going to flow. And then after 5 minutes, you're going to switch partners. So whoever was being coached is now the coach and the coachee. So they swap things. So using their lines, they're going to have a whole nother experience in partnership to talk about how this information can really help them on a day-to-day basis.
Awesome.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Great. Okay, and so now we're rounding the corner for the final reflection. I think it's always really fun for people to stand up or be in a circle and share an insight or two that they gained from the workshop. And I love this guiding question. What do I see or understand now that I did not before? And then I would love for them to find an accountability partner and just make a little game plan for how they're going to check in and keep each other on track moving forward.
Awesome. Looks great. Okay, do you have a couple just random questions that might be somewhat on topic but not specific to these slides? Was right now a good time to go through those?
Sure, yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so one thing, so I love the Enneagram so much, and I learned so much about myself and really everyone in this exercise, but then there was like a part that I started to feel uneasy because I started to feel like, am I 100% 3? Am I like completely boxed in? And you're like, I feel like I am part 2 or part whatever. And like, what do you, if we get that kind of objection or people are sharing any feelings like that they have, what kind of advice do you give to people that feel uncomfortable being boxed in?
That is such an awesome question. And I just gave a workshop on Friday on the Enneagram, and it came up with this group of women I was working with. So the first thing I say is, first of all, we have parts of every Enneagram type in us. So we're not just one, we have them all in us. There happens to be one that's more of a dominant, but just know that there are parts of all the Enneagram personality types within you. Second, if you're feeling boxed in, take what really resonates and leave the rest. You know, they're gonna be getting experience with their wings. So they're gonna be, you know, as a 2, I'm gonna get doses of a 1, I'm gonna get doses of a 3. In my lines, I'm gonna get doses of an 8, I'm gonna get doses of a 4. So let them know it's a very complex personality assessment, and you're gonna get shades of lots of the different personality types within your wings and within your lines. So my suggestion would be take what really resonates, and the stuff that you're going, what, I have no connection to that, give yourself full permission to leave that on the table.
Okay, cool. That really helps. And then you kind of got into my next question I had, which was like, okay, for example, I know myself when we were at the retreat, there was a lot of like what a 2 said and what a 4 said that I really felt like I related to, but then, and those would be my wings. And so like, is that kind of how it works? Is like, if I'm a 3, I have my wings and that's also a large part of me?
Absolutely. So I'm a 2 with a heavy 3 wing achiever. I'm a doer, I'm efficient, I get so much done, I like to shine, I like to do a good job. So I definitely resonate more with my 3 than I do with my 1, but my 1 has valuable information for me. But yeah, you will definitely see, especially in your wings, oh my God, I'm so much stronger in that 1 wing. And that's a good indication. Maybe it's time to balance out my other wing, my 1. I need to bring more of that in so I'm not a bird flying on a total lopsided, you know, trajectory.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That really clears up the main questions I have. Thank you so much. And that's like, that really just helps me understand the Enneagram even better.
Yeah. Oh, good, good, good.
Awesome.
All right. Any other questions about this part?
I'm sure I'll think of something later, but right now I think this is really valuable to walk through it. And it kind of, like Jess said, it also helps me identify mine better. So I feel like I'll be able to communicate it better to other people.
Exactly. And you know, you guys are totally allowed to bring some personal stories in. I think as a facilitator, it's fun to say, since I've done this test, I've been working on this. My wing has really helped me in this way. Just to give them an example, bring your personal stories in.
Yeah.
I also would love, if you wanted to, after you do your first live workshop, if you ever wanted to hop on the phone and just give me a debrief. And I'm sure as you do your first one, they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't even think of this. What do you do in this situation? Just let me know and I can do a call.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, good. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is this recommended reading list. Where is it? Where is it? Why is it not showing up? Maybe I didn't. Oh wait, it might be down here. No. It was actually from our training that Kim and I did. It was a recommended reading list of books. Oh, here it is. There. Oh wait, whatever. I don't know why it's not letting me share it. But if people are curious to extend their learning, the recommended reading list gives a bunch of great Enneagram books that they can check out at the library or order on Amazon. And just, you know, if some people will be really curious, you can share that with them as well.
Well,
yeah. So I think that's it.
Awesome. I'm so excited and super thankful that you like literally just prepped us for everything. So this is going to be like super fun and stress-free, I feel like, for us to roll out.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to have a blast. And, you know, Kim's WebEx is going to set you guys up for beautiful success because everyone will get a really big dose of introduction to it. And then you can just build off the momentum and take it to deeper places.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
And know that, again, my email door is always open. If you guys want to hop on a call after your first round, let me know. And I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Thank you so much. We're so excited and very grateful.
Yay. All right. Good luck, you guys. You're going to kill it.
Thanks so much. We'll keep you posted.
Okay, bye.
Bye.